I'll get the quick cut right there. As you may notice, some trades happened. Definitely a big trade. Brian Hoeing and Tanner Scott are going to the Padres for a lot. Oh, here we go. We got it, everybody. What's up? What's up, each and every one of y'all? Thank you for joining me on this trade deadline Shitstravaganza. Hoping for some stuff to happen today, but unfortunately, it's that's just how life goes. Yeah, the music was too loud, but it's like there's no way to actually turn it down. But I will put on a little bed music, so it won't be as annoying. Wait, am I still muted? I thought I'm no longer muted, buddy. Yeah, here it is. It's just a little delayed. It's all good. I was gonna say, what are the Cubbies doing? I can't figure it out. But yes, the big news coming out right now. San Diego is finalizing a deal. Tanner Scott, who is an incoming free agent, having a really good year for the Marlins. If we can just take a look at this terrible team that has already gotten rid of. They've gotten rid of their jazz. They've gotten rid of their bell. They're getting rid of all their music. I mean, as long as they don't have a tune or a note or anything like that. I mean, Brian Delacruz is probably gone too. I mean, he's not going to fetch much, I guess. But Trevor Rogers, he's gone now. Tanner Scott, I mean, he's dominating. He's a free agent this year, but he's going to the Padres. So everyone on this team is either getting traded or injured. I mean, is Max Meyer getting traded too? Nah, you're not trading Max Meyer. I can see Bender getting traded, Cronin potentially, if there's the right pranks. Edward Cabrera was rumored in a bunch of deals, but I don't think that's going to happen. No Edward Cabrera. It's definitely going to be a deal. Well, Noah Sharp, Flaherty's going to be the rumored trade. I think the price may be too rich. I think he'll be traded in the next hour. Skubal with Tarek Skubal. You're going to be getting a haul and a half for that guy. Andrew Foley potentially too, because Mason Miller might be off the market because of his IL injury. But at the same time, I mean, could you really though? It depends. Is 5 points doing a cameo? I don't know. I mean, 5 points is in happy-go-lucky Mets mode because they've actually made up buys. They've actually did pieces. Jesse Winker, or Jesse Wanker, as you may potentially prefer him if you were a Mets fan before this moment. And Paul Blackburn, the A's pitcher, who's probably going to be a bottom-of-the-rotation guy. But yep, they're announcing on ESPN Tanner Scott, who's had a really big year. Former Orioles cast-off. Skubal to LA? Yeah, I can see Skubal to LA. Skubal to the Washington Wild Things. How much to be determined international player pool money? Well, for the Padres, with their return, they're getting... Robbie Snelling, Adam Mazer, Pauly, and Bashirs. So it's the Marlins are they're punting. And I'm not surprised they're punting. Look at these injuries at the starting rotation. I mean, no Alcantara, no Perez, Sixto Sanchez is injured yet again. They traded A.J. Puck, Weathers and Luzardo out long-term, Garrett's out. Your best pitcher right now is Edward Cabrera. Or Max Meyer. Probably Max Meyer. Cabrera's doing terribly this year, especially with that FIP. Oof. Roderick Munoz, that name doesn't even sound real. It sounds like one of those creative players in MLB The Show that they just throw in the minor leagues and just this roster filler. That's what Roderick Munoz sounds like. But if we're looking at the Padres, on a hot streak, 57-51, AJ Preller smells blood. He wants to keep his job, especially with this winning streak coming up here. If Jurickson Profar keeps doing that, I think they'll be okay. I don't know if they're going to make the World Series. I think they'll be close. But, I mean, you have Suarez, who's pitching lights out this year. But you need, like, a setup guy behind him. Kolek and Matsui aren't bad, but Tanner Scott, you add that to your 8th inning, you're loaded. I think that's the plan here. Morejon's been doing very well, too. It's just loading up for the all-in push. The thing that sucks is Musgrove is probably out, like, for the season, which is a shame because, I mean, Musgrove is a very good pitcher. Darvish, he can still do a thing or two. It's more luck at this point. I mean, hopefully Bogarts gets his ass together, but good luck with that, I guess. Anime Nerd, I know the Rays aren't great this season, but the fire sale of some of our good players. This is what the Rays do. That's what Tampa Bay does. They always just sell their pieces, even though, like, they're lucky to beat 500 at this point. I mean, just because of just how much shit they've had to deal with in their pitching rotation. Wander Franco, And now Isaac Paredes is gone. Arozarena's gone. Ramirez got cut. Rosario's back to LA again. Yandy Diaz is rumored to be in trades. He'll probably get a decent return. Brandon Lau may be in trades. I forget which one's Low, which one's Lau. I think I think it's Lau. I think this is Josh Lau. Yeah. No, it's Low. Brandon Lau. I was correct. Because one's Low, one's Lau. It's strange. Eflin's gone. Savale's gone. Adams is gone. Fairbanks could very well be gone. Same as Clevenger. Taj Bradley, he's going nowhere. Zach Littell, depends on the return. But I would say, I mean, it just had to be done if you're Tampa Bay. You're not winning right now. Just not with all these injuries, not with all this attrition. It's just life. They'll punt, reboot for next year, and like Chris Moore will probably turn into a 250 hitter again. I do have the trades we'll go over too, but I just wanted to mention some of the questions in the meantime. Yoenis Cespedes to the Oakland A's. No. Yoenis Cespedes to the Mets. They're bringing him back. No, Async, they didn't get Peterson yet. I'm hoping for Jock Peterson. Because if we look at their trades, Jorge Soler is back with the Braves. And Luke Jackson. Tyler Matzik, he's not the same as he was. And Sabine Ceballos. Frankie Montas doing his AFC or NL Central Tour of Death. Mark Leiter Jr., who's actually had a really good year with the Cubbies. So they're doing like this half in, half out stuff. Trevor Rogers going to the Orioles for another starter. Connor Norby. I know everyone's saying it's a weird trade, but they have no space for Norby. You have Jackson, you have Westberg, Gunnar Henderson, and Jackson Holiday. Norby wasn't going to fit. So that's why they traded him. The Pirates made a big move. Josh Walker got DFA'd for an 18-year-old named Nicolas Carreño. Josh Bell for the wonderful cash considerations, the greatest meme known to man. Player to be named later is another great meme, but cash considerations is definitely another one. Josh Bell has had a down year, especially for what he can do. Yeah, Josh Bell is batting sub 700, which is not Josh Bell. And then he was doing really well in Miami, and then he went to the Padres and sucked. But dude, that 2-month stretch in 2019 when he looked like Willie Stargell, oh man, he was so good, man, so fucking good. Oh, dude, Jackson Holiday's only trash because he's 20. Yeah, Oshizeli, Luis Roberts not being shipped off. I would love Luis Robert on the Pirates, but if we look... Yeah, Baseball Reference is going to be my friend today. He's doing okay, but here's the real thing balking everything out. The contract. 1 more year, 15, but he does have $20 million team options. They'll probably be declined. That's why nobody's trading for him. They probably want too rich of a price, paying $15 million. But the real piece you're looking for, if you're a White Sox fan right now, besides them sucking ass, I mean, can you win a game anytime soon? Like, it's fucking terrible. How are you so terrible? This is incredible. I mean, Fetty's gone. Crochet is going to be your piece. But the thing about Crochet is he wants an extension. If he's going to pitch in the playoffs, he does not want to go to the bullpen. So, are you going to trust a guy who's only pitching 4 or 5 innings? Or do you... I don't know. He's dominant, but at the same time, as I said, he's not pitching unless he gets an extension. And I think he is a Boris client? No, CAA Sports. I thought it was Boris. My bad. But there's your big piece. Worst pace of a team. They're even worse than the 62 Mets. Because I think they're on pace for 41 wins. The Mets were 43. They'd be the worst team since the Cleveland Spiders. And that team sold everybody just to get rid of their contracts and sandbag the team. Well, Dennis Passpray gets... That's what he wants. And, I mean, management don't like that. Let me turn this down a touch. I love me some Sonic 2 music, but don't want to get myself there. Oh, Angry Peanut. Jerry Reinsdorf, it's, that's really mainly... That's Popeyes. Andrew Benintendi ain't getting DFA'd. Let me tell you why Andrew Benintendi ain't getting DFA'd. Even with that -2 WAR, with how terrible he's been, Oh, dude, he's behind Mendoza line. Oh, he's gotten even worse. Jesus Christ. Let me tell you why he's not getting DFA'd. 3 more years at $17 million. You ain't DFA, you ain't swallowing that. You're not swallowing that until at least 2026. My boy's got job security, man. 17.1 million, then 15.1. Oh, and this was the highest paid contract that White Sox have ever given out. It's so bad, my dudes. It's so bad. Oh, they even got rid of Paul DeJong. Somebody wanted Paul DeJong. That's how bad it is. Eloy Jimenez, nobody's getting him because he's been bad, and that contract is putrid. They're cutting him after that. They're not signing him to that team option. Moncada? Are you bringing him in? No, he's injured to hell. You're getting rid of him. You're not paying him a $25 million team option. Get the fuck out of here. Both of them are gone. They are scorched fucking earth. And let me remind you of the best part of the White Sox situation right now. Look at this. They are not eligible for the #1 overall pick. They can't pick until 10th. It's insult to injury. You're 27-82. The closest team is not even 10 games. It's the fucking Rockies and they suck. And you can't pick higher than 10th. Dude. Oh, it's glorious. It's glorious, my friends. It's absolutely fantastic. Leaf Opstead, I might do another Twitter Spaces later. But we got 1 hour left until the deadline. Let's go over some trades before we continue this this wonderful, wonderful option here. JT Chargois going to Seattle. Seattle's made a couple moves for a prospect. Paul Blackburn for starting rotation depth. 2 Lowell Mets, who have actually become really fucking good. Lucas Erceg. So Erceg is another piece of the, I believe, their bullpen in Oakland. So it's depth there. Kansas City's bullpen has not been good. I mean, that's why they brought in Hunter Harvey. That's why they're bringing in a few other guys as well. Just putting on my heater because it seems to be going. Yeah, even Paul DeJong. He is free from Chicago. He's going to be depth piece. He's going to make St. Louis pissy because he was a Pirate kill in St. Louis. Former Pirate draft pick, too. Andrew Chafin. He's being sold to Texas, so they're still kind of half in, half out because they traded Michael Lorenzen as well. Alex Corn on the Cob going to Cleveland. He hasn't pitched all year, but Cleveland's starting to load up a little bit for the wonderful player to be named later. Lucas Sims. Decent bullpen piece. Hasn't really done much this year, unfortunately, but he's going for Ovisportes. Lucas Sims did have a really good 2023, though. But I don't think he's been okay. But he hasn't been the Lucas Sims of last year. That was peak Lucas Sims. I think that whole bullpen just has been it's okay. Yep, here's the big one. Trevor Richards is going to the Twins. Luis Rengifo is getting pieces talked about. Rengifo's actually had a pretty good year. But yes, the big one is Tanner Scott. There are a couple big pieces on the market still. Tarek Skubal still out there. Vlad Jr. might still be out there. A couple rentals. Chris Bryant's definitely out there if somebody wants to swallow that bad deal. Andrew Benintendi's out there. Just watch the outfield of the Pirates get be like Benintendi or Brian Delacruz. Trevor Rogers, Mark Leiter, Jorge Soler, they're bringing back the game. The thing I want the most, I want the Braves to get Jock Peterson again. I want to bring the gang back. They have Duvall. They got Eddie Rosario after he got cut from Washington. They brought back Solar Power. We need Jock Peterson. Actually, you know what? Bring back Kyle Wright. Do that, too. That'd be great. Frankie Montas going to Milwaukee since he's selling. They've been inconsistent as all hell. Ahmed Rosario going back home to the Dodgers. Here's the biggest overpayment of the deadline so far. Yusei Kikuchi And Yusei Kikuchi, decent pitcher. Yusei Kikuchi, he is a 4.75 ERA. He did okay last year. His FIP's a lot lower, so I think they're hoping that it's because of bad fielding in Toronto. 1 year left on his deal. He is being traded for 2 Major League ready players in Jake Bloss and Joey Loperfido and Billy Wagner's kid, Will Wagner. All 3 are hitting over 300 and triple last I checked. And Toronto did really well here, but I think Houston is just... They're desperate for pitching. Because if you look at Houston's offer right now, Verlander's injured, no Javier, no Lance McCullers, no Jose Urquidy. They're both out long-term. JP France is okay. Ronel Blanco's been a stud, but they need someone else besides him, Brown, and Valdez. Oh, special shout out to Presley and Hader for blowing that game against the Pirates last night. I appreciate that. Presley's blown a lot of saves this year, if I say so. I hope they lose again for the sake of Pirates baseball. Yeah, Pirates baseball. Indeed. Truly one of the teams of our time. Lane Thomas going to Cleveland. Lane Thomas, not as good as he was in 2023, but once again, Cleveland's loading. They need another piece for that outfield. So I figure they're that. Justin Turner is free. See, Seattle's making moves. They're acquiring 39-year-old Justin Turner, who is going to do things. He's kind of doing things. Like, he still has an okay bat. It's not as good as it was here, but it's still okay. It's kind of there. I mean, 39-year-old Justin Turner. It's kind of there. Big trade for Dodgers, Cardinals, and the White Sox. The White Sox got some detritus. They're called prospects, and they'll probably all flop. Eric Fetty and Tommy Pham. Tommy Pham is going home to St. Louis. He is going home. Remember when he left because he got pissed because the Cardinals wouldn't play him? He's coming back home. Eric Fetty actually has done really well this year, so I'm guessing they're looking for a Miles Mikolas situation from him. Tommy Edmonds been injured all year, but he's middle infield depth. And Michael Kopech for the bullpen. He's been inconsistent, but he does have that pedigree. So the White Sox will probably lose this trade because they're the White Sox. Michael Lorenzen going to Kansas City. They're loading up there as well. Carson Kelly to the Texas Rangers. He's the new person known as Austin Hedges. I remember when Carson Kelly was really good for the D-backs. It's a shame he fell off. Isaac Paredes. So he's under some control, if I remember correctly. I didn't realize it was Isaac until earlier this year. Isaac Paredes. He's been really good this year. He does have some control. He's a free agent until 2027, 2028, so that's why it cost Chris Morrow. Morrow has not been good this year, but knowing the Rays, he'll be back up to 250 and hitting bombs. Because that's just what the Rays do. They're doing Rays things. All of the Rays things. Too many Rays things. Jason Adam going to the Padres. Another bullpen piece they're loading up with more. Like, the Padres just shit out prospects. So, like, they accidentally, like, they're just doing dishes. Prospect drops out. Like, oh, okay, hey, can you put that on the shelf? Yeah, that's great. Do your thing. It's just what the Padres do. It's that evil San Diego devil magic. AJ Preller keeps getting away with it, man. Keeps getting away with it. Jesse Winker for Tyler Stewart. So, another piece for the Mets. Former Met killer, Jesse Winker. Carlos Estevez. Big bullpen piece for the Phillies, trying to shore up for their playoff push. For some pitchers that'll probably flop in the Angels system because it's the Angels. New York Yankees are developing a taste for Jazz. Jazz Chisholm. Pirates finished second there because they didn't want Henry Davis. I thought Jazz Chisholm would have cost more, but I mean, yeah, the Yankees will enjoy their Jazz and then some. Nate Pearson going to Chicago and then immediately beaning Tyler Stevenson in the head last night. It was a very, very beautiful stuff. I remember when Nate Pearson used to be good. Wonder what happened to him. He just fell off. Zach Eflin for the rotation. Tampa Bay's just selling everything. Austin Hayes going to Philly. Sir Anthony Dominguez. So, Carlos Estevez replaces Dominguez. Pache is a defensive outfielder. Good for the bench for them. Yimi Garcia going from Toronto for Jonathan Clase and Jacob Sharp. Ryan Stanek So Seattle's kind of moving, flipping, doing halfsies. So Yimi Garcia replaces Ryan Stanek. Randy Arozarena, when he finally started hitting, is going to Seattle, and Seattle needs hitting bad. Oof. These guys will probably end up being really good for Tampa Bay because this is just how it works. Because we know what happens when Tampa Bay trades their star players for prospects. They all turn out to be good, remember. Matt Garza, Chris Archer. And James Paxton's going to the Boston Bean Eaters. Once again, because he just got DFA'd. AJ Puck also going to Arizona. So the wonderful times will be had. Jazz will change nothing. Don't talk shit about Jazz. Jazz is good. I like Jazz. I like Coltrane. I like Satchmo. Do some Count Basie in there. Cab Calloway. Why not? Randy homered last night. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm missing up. I'm fucking up like the Mets in May. In May. Not July. Yep, George Klassen, who was the Phillies' number 5 overall prospect, nearly 100 strikeouts. Not bad. The thing with Klassen is, it's the Angels. They ruin pitchers like there's no tomorrow. Like, remember in 2021, they drafted all those pitchers? I mean, Silseth and Bachman have made the majors, but Silseth, like, I think he's shuttling in between the minors, and Bachman had Tommy John. Well, Jazz didn't need to shave. Got 50 minutes left, nothing much happening there. Hey, don't talk shit about the Utah Jazz. Oh, the Yankees bullpen is still pretty bad. I mean, the Yankees are still in that struggle bus phase. They're sort of getting out of it. The real struggle bus right now are the Braves. They've been doing some losing. And they're losing ground. I mean, they did sweep the split with the Mets. But, I mean, losing the Brewers, they got to be careful, man. All the injuries are coming. Michael Harris is out long term. That's why they brought back Eddie Rosario, and that's why they brought back Jorge Soler. Jarred Kelenic's been doing okay, but, I mean, no Cunha or Harris. That hurts. And Fried's been injured for a while. Elder has been off in the woods somewhere doing some shit. Matzek's been struggling. Minter's back. Jesse Chavez is, well, not in terms of fit, but he's their, like, apparently their setup guy. But they do have a pretty good bullpen, if I say so. Just got to do some stuff. Nacho Alvarez. That sounds like a backyard baseball player. Pablo Sanchez, Nacho Alvarez. The great two-headed monster of the Melonheads. If I say so myself. Yep. Crochet expects to be treated like an ace, yet he hasn't been a starter for 6 months. I mean, that's Crochet. Maybe he's doing it to sabotage the White Sox themselves, and I would love that. Because there is nothing wrong with fucking the White Sox. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever, man. Oh, Bucket, no, Padres got Tanner Scott. So Tanner Scott is off the board. Kelenic is a -6 rated runs created. Yeah, I mean, he was doing okay first couple months, but it's, yeah. Well, everyone wants Garrett Crochet. Who wants to extend him and make him an ace? That's the thing with Garrett Crochet. Yep, that's the thing with Silseth. Like, that's right, he's been up and down. He's had the injury issues. I mean, the problem was, dude got drilled in the head, and he just, it's hard to shake that shit. David, no, Five's not joining just yet. I may call him later. But I'm actually looking to see if he messaged, but unfortunately he hasn't. Will Scooble go? Crotchet? No, I mean, you wish you were Crotchet. Mr. Crotchet. From Christmas Carol, huh? Well, of course. I mean, UVA Pride, it's... Crochet just wants to protect himself, because if you've been kind of looking around, a bunch of pitchers have needed Tommy John. In considering, too, Spencer Strider, Yuri Perez, Josiah Gray's the most recent one. So, I mean, I don't blame Crochet for protecting himself and his future interests. I mean, it's kind of bullshit if you're a fan of a team. But if he's had injury issues like he did in 2022 and 23, I don't blame him for wanting to get the bag. Go get that bag, sir. And he's going to be eligible for arbitration. They're going to try and lowball him. That's why he wants the extension. He's only 6-8 because low White Sox. Low White Sox is indeed a thing. Low White Sox is definitely indeed a thing. I'm definitely not stalling for time. Oh boy, the Pirates got Brian De La Cruz. I knew they were going to go lazy like this. Here's the thing with Brian De La Cruz. He's a corner outfielder. He has control. But dear God. Fucking hell. He's not even that good. He's plays left field, right field. We needed a center fielder, for fuck's sake. Oh, he's got a little bit of power. He's defensively a fucking mess. Oh, God. Just watch. We traded Solometo or Chandler for this dude. Oh, God. Fucking Christ. I knew they were going to fucking trade for Brian De La Cruz. I fucking knew it. Hold on. I gotta bullshit with the group chat. Jesus Christ. Ugh. I hope that's a lie. Come on. Not happy. I'm kind of whelmed. I'm very, very whelmed. I mean, I would have rather had Taylor Ward. I know Taylor Ward's older, but this is just deflating, man. Fucking Brian De La Cruz. I wanted an outfielder. I didn't want this one. We need a center fielder. I mean, like, look at these run differentials. Like, minus 21 he runs. And left field's a huge porch. He's going to be in right. This better not have cost a lot. I mean, I know Luis Roberts' price was too high, but it's like, Jesus Christ. Taylor Ward at least has pedigree. He had a really good year in 2022. He just got decked in the face with a baseball. And he has some control left. Skins for De La Cruz. Well, Dakota, they weren't trading Brent Rooker. Junshuk Shim is part of the return. The number 17 pitching prospect. So, not terrible, but it's definitely a Pirates type of move. And he's on the 60-day IL, so this is just like, you're just hoping like he can recover if he's the Marlins. This is just a literal lottery chip. So he could become something, he couldn't, but it's, I mean, the Marlins are pretty good at developing pitching, so I wish him the best of luck. Just, as I said, just watch Solometo or Chandler be in this trade too, because fuck life. Remember the deadline for Liriano? When first the trade was for Harold Ramirez and Liriano for Drew Hutchinson, a player to be named later, when we thought the Jays were going to be giving a player. It turned out to be Reese McGuire. Good times. Good times. Termar Johnson? Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to be Termar Johnson. Well, Bob Nightingale gets dragged every single day, David. Pirates got the paid DLC. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's a very cheap DLC. It's that shovelware DLC. I hope, yeah, Nathan Eovaldi's up there. Red Sox are still looking to add a lefty reliever, so Tanner Scott's out of there, but I'm guessing probably Tarek Skubal's out there, but he's a starter. Roman Anthony scratches, no relationship to a trade. Dodgers were another team, but Padres, Padres are just going to get whatever, man. Yep, Rengifo still on the board. A couple other guys still on the board. I mean, I was hoping it would be Taylor Ward or someone else like that, but unfortunately, we're stuck with Brian De La Cruz. Mike Baumann to the Angels. Yeah. Sieben, I know. That's settle for a girl for less. I mean, dude. I mean, you're getting a lot more than less with this. Oh, hey, Reese McGuire. I mean, he talked about. I mean, dude jacked off in the parking lot. Cal Quantrill said so himself. Well, UVA Pride, the Padres are going for another World Series, and they have they shit out prospects. Oh, Clementine with the trade the Pirates and Red Sox made. It's a need for need situation. Quinn Priester wasn't developing much here. He was serving up meat practice most days he was up. He's pretty disappointing. So you're hoping when he goes to Boston, he's able to get a change of scenery. Nick York was going to be taken off the Rule 5. So it's just one fell need with excess good for another. That's what you're getting with that trade. So I'm not really against it. I was just hoping the Priester would be better, but just like it just never worked out. Wish him the best of luck, man. The Padres got Skubal. Well, let's see. You have 40 minutes left, and well, Baker Mayfield did a little more than he didn't jack off in the parking lot. So, well, the Angels should trade for more Phillies. I mean, it kind of worked out with Mickey Moniak for like a year. He's not doing well this year, but ooh, yeah, Christian Walker's going under the knife. That's why they got Josh Bell. Well, I'm going to go over the super chats in the meantime, though. Scorpion LLXP, do you think the Guardians make another move? Potentially for a bullpen piece or like a smaller bat. I know they've already made their big moves. Lane Thomas. They also got Alex Cobb. So I think they might make one more move, but nothing too major, I would say. Hollow for 10 bones. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rays are dead. I don't understand the logic. Get St. Petersburg to cash out and then completely gut the team the next day. And they still haven't finalized the vote. Well, I don't think this is because of that move. I think it's just because the Rays are kind of cooked. Especially 54-52. They're a bunch of games back. They have a lot of injuries in the pitching ranks. Wander Franco's a pedophile. Yandy Diaz is getting shipped off. Paredes is shipped off. Arozarena is getting shipped off. Rosario shipped off. I mean, Eflin, Civale, Fairbanks, Adams. Like, it's... who's selling off more? The Marlins or the Rays? I'm going to say it's the Marlins. Marlins are just trade everybody. Nothing. If you're not stuck to the wall, trade them. But yeah, Brian De La Cruz is definitely a Pirates type of move. God. Fucking Brian De La Cruz. Come on. Fucking... Actually, no, I took this one off. I gotta upload the Jeff Passan, all the good stuff there, and hopefully can get some actual trades. Come on. Come on. Yeah, source confirms Pirates acquiring Brian De La Cruz. Sad face. Tear. It's a very whelming trade, if I say so myself. Because it's just like, it's a move the Pirates would make. It's just like, it's a half measure that kind of pretends you buy, but you don't. And it's just like, okay. I guess this is probably what y'all optimism dies. Probably. Sean Pinkerton, I'm still in the belief that Nutting isn't going to trade for anyone we need, unless you somehow convince them the guy's middle name is Prospect. Well, De La Cruz middle name might be Prospect. So, it's not Nutting, it's Charrington. Charrington's just Neil Huntington with a different coat of paint. They were great friends in college. I think they're still great friends. But it's just like... And, oh, by the way, he's going to be learning under Andy Haynes, which means he's going to be taking a bunch of first pitch strikes and struggling like the rest of our hitting core is. Which is why Rowdy Tellez told Haynes to shove it. And then Keep Ryan Hayes went to John Nunnally in Double-A, and he, and then they fired Nunnally because apparently he went over the head. It was great. And Christopher Bodden for 5, listening to you as I drive across South Dakota. 975 miles to go. 85 miles per hour and cruise set and listening to you too. Dumpster fire tonight, go Chiefs. Chris, no dumpster fire tonight or this week. Fives unfortunately has men's league baseball tonight. My season ended last week. So we started a little early. Oh, Albies is on the IL too. I forgot about that. Well, permafrost, you can always get more bullpen arms. You might get another starting rotation too. I said like a small piece. I didn't mean a big one. But at the same time, I think that might be the one move. Maybe a guy for depth. That's all I would say for Cleveland. And unfortunately, Wednesday I've got something going on. And then Thursday I'm going to Latrobe for training camp until Saturday. So all the good stuff. Oh, Viewer Brook. Oh, I've been designated for assignment a bunch of times. I think this whole channel's been designated for assignment. Crimson Huntsman. I had the Rays as a potential seller, but I didn't think they'd imitate the Sixers of the mid-2010s. No. The Marlins are doing that. The Rays are kind of more like a... what's the best way to really describe them? Sort of like a big dismantling. Maybe 94 Oilers, where they dismantled a lot, but they kept some of the core pieces around. Marlins trade Burger for Chicken Wang. Ha, you're funny. Oh, Bill, what's the fun? Oh, it's been DFA'd, dude. I should have been DFA'd in game 1. Come on, man. Well, Mets guy, De La Cruz, his OBP's not good. He strikes out a lot. He's bad in the field. It's definitely a Pirates move. Ben Lang, what's your take on the O's move so far? I think they're doing what they need to do. Trevor Rogers does have pedigree. I think he's a good bottom rotation guy. I think you also brought in Zach Eflin as well. So they're loading up on that starting pitching depth, and that's what they really needed, was that starting pitching depth. And they also got Austin Hayes for depth in the outfield. Oh, wait, they didn't get Hayes. They got Pache and Dominguez. Sorry, they traded Hayes. Oh, no. The Pirates got Isaiah Kiner-Falefa? Oh, no. Oh, no. That's also a Pirates move. Oh, no. Peak Pirates. No. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. IKF is doing okay. This is probably to replace Nick Gonzalez. He's injured. He's going to be out for a few weeks. And that's why they're trading for Kiner-Falefa. Actually, holy shit, he's actually doing really well. But he's on the 10-day IL. And they're probably going to pay Solometo or Chandler for this. If we're lucky, it's just going to be Lonnie White Jr. It's probably going to be Harrington or Braxton Ashcraft. That is definitely peak Pirates. And he's under contract for next year, too. We're giving up prospects. This is what the Pirates do to me, boys. . Veteran leadership. I mean, I know IKF's doing okay, but dear God. Oh, boy. I mean, Isaiah is a great defender, so you're going to have him at second base as Nick Gonzalez stays injured. Okay. Selling for Skeins. Garrett Forrester to the Marlins, huh? So our third round pick, who has been... It's another lottery ticket. I mean, that's probably why they traded him, but still, it's like, not big on De La Cruz. Yeah, this is me right now. Yeah, let's zoom in on this, because this is, that's me. This face is me right now. Get out of here, Dove. It's just, I have no face and I must scream. Because the Pirates now have Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Hey, he was a pitching phenom, but... Well, I mean, his bad year was with the Yankees because the Yankees hate everybody. Well, Joseph, he's not going at short. O'Neal Cruz is at short. They're looking to trade for Mad Max. No, he's not related to Ralph Kiner. Well, Sieben, Tyler Anderson actually did really well for the Pirates for a hot minute. Then he got traded for some prospects who may or may not have worked out. But the reality's always simple. Yep, Jun Shuk Shim and Garrett Forrester are the return for Brian De La Cruz. Tyler Zuber is also going for Paul Gervasi. Or Gervais, I'm not sure. Fucking Brian De La Cruz. Well, the Pirates are going all in. I got my wish. But, okay, Mark Feinzen. Do you have any other big bulletins for us? Charles McAdoo is going for Kiner-Falefa. So Charles McAdoo's actually had a really good year. Not related to Ben McAdoo. But he's been raking. So, I saw him this earlier. I'm like, oh, this guy looks pretty good. And we end up trading him. So Charles McAdoo, the first part of the return. So Toronto gets a pretty intriguing prospect. But he is a second, third baseman, so I'm guessing that's why they're willing to let him go. Second and third baseman, so if he's playing third base, he's blocked by Key Bryan. So there's probably, he'll probably get a look in El Torreonto. At least in the next year or two. Rhyming accidentally. Not just live. Mega Doomer for $690. Nice. Best potential second baseman trade? I would say, best potential second baseman trade. I have to think who's really out there right now. I mean, Arise was your big piece, but he's already traded. Brendan Rodgers? I mean, if Colorado's willing to trade him, but I mean, Colorado's usually asleep, so I'd probably say Brendan Rodgers would probably be your best one. Denny for 5. Oh, sorry, hold on. Virginia Vet for 5. Tree, first off, cheers. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Second, what Chicago club were you more disappointed in for lack of dealing? The Cubs not dealing Tyone or the Sox not dealing Crochet? The Cubs are like in between both, if we're going to be completely honest here. I mean, it depends what they're going to get for Tyone. I mean, they're doing more for like a half in, half out sort of thing, which is why they brought in Paradis. It's why they traded Mark Leiter, and it's why they're kind of mixing it up. The Sox, the issue with Crochet is that he wants an extension before pitching in the playoffs, and he wants to be paid, like, treated as an ace, which is going to balk a lot of people, especially for half a year of pitching. So I would say it's the Cubs right now. Crickets for Ricketts. Brendan Lowe. Yeah, Lowe would be a good one, especially if they're trading. Denny for 5. Pollads are garbage. Twins won't make any other moves besides Richards. I mean, Trevor Richards was good for like a year or two, and he's just injured. Well, Alex Arredondo, the Rockies are just being the Rockies. This is what they do at the deadline. They just sit on their ass and do nothing. Remember when they could have traded Daniel Bard and Trevor Story and they didn't? Same thing happens here. The Tigers, I mean, they did make a couple moves. I mean, they did trade Carson Kelly, and I believe they also traded another piece as well. But the thing, too, it's that, I mean, Jack Flaherty is your big trade deadline piece, but it's mostly depending on what it is. You're not going to trade Baez. Come on. Oh, you want peak comedy? I'll show you that Javi Baez contract. Yeah, negative 1.5 WAR, which is definitely not Javi Baez type. Look at these numbers. He just has the swing and whiff aspect. But $25 million for the next 3 years. Have fun, boys. Have a lot of fun with that contract, Detroit. Whew. And that was the consolation prize for not getting Correa. Oof. Oof. Woo. The purple nurple. No, they're Grimace without the magic powers of winning. Pomegranate Man for 5. If you're the Giants, what do? I see what's out there for Matt Chapman. You have 1 year with him left. You have a couple team options. You're not, I mean, you may be a little too far off, especially with the injuries. But Chapman could fetch you a decent return. Although, Tyler Fitzgerald is raking right now. He is raking hard. You've already traded Soler. Yastrzemski might be under contract. You could get something for him. But, I mean, Camilo Doval's been rumored, but you're going to be trading him at, like, depressed value because he hasn't been good this year. Maybe the Rogers brothers could be traded as well. Jordan Hicks, he's under contract. Blake Snell, I mean, he's under team option. Oh, he's under player option, so, I mean, he might actually take that option. With how bad he's been this year, he'll take that option. Chapman, though? I don't think he's going to, I mean, he's going to decline that player option. I think he's going to go back into free agency. So, I think this might be the time to go, explore what's out there for him. Don't confirm a trade, but you could get something really solid for Chapman right now. That's what I feel like I do. V-Man29397, honestly, I never trust my Yanks anymore. When I want to watch baseball, I'll wait till 2026 when I can head to San Juan to watch Puerto Rico in the World Baseball Championship. I mean, your Yankees are at least trying. I mean, Jazz Chisholm does fill a need. They have bounced back a little bit since the All-Star break. I mean, you are going to get Giancarlo back. I mean, Ben Rice has been okay. Rizzo could be back. I mean, Trevino, once he comes back, he'll be all right. But Chisholm's been doing solid. Luis Hill's still there. You've got pieces. I mean, you're not panicking yet. I mean, would you rather be a Pirates fan? That's all I'm going to say. That is all I'm going to say. Would you rather have Brian Dela Cruz and the return of Isaiah Kiner-Falefa? God's Butt Monkey for 5. What do you think the Dodgers will do as opposed to what you think they should do? Are they done spending for now? Dodgers are in that second best category, especially with how they've wanted to invest. I think they're going to go for another big ad or two. Because getting swept by the Phillies punched them in the mouth. Although the reality is they need to fire this guy I'm pointing my finger at. I should have fired him in 2019. But, I mean, Betts is injured. Muncy's injured. I mean, you could go for Matt Chapman. Although you have Kike Hernandez. And you did get Ahmed Rosario. But at the same time, I mean, the injuries are starting to come down. Freeman, I believe he'll be back. So you don't need anything for him. But that pitching staff, I mean, You have some questions there. I think they... Tarek Skubal may be a Dodger. I think they get desperate and they throw a haul for him. Especially since James Paxton didn't pan out. They could use another lefty in that rotation to go with Kershaw. I mean, Kershaw got kind of, like... He wasn't great, but, I mean, you need to protect Kershaw. So, I'm thinking Skubal, maybe the pieces. Oh, we got a spammer in here. Ooh. I like the spammer, man. I'm seeing a lot of spamming right now. A lot of boobies. Oh, yeah, right. His son is in the hospital. You're right. I forgot about that. But, I mean, as I said, I'm hoping his son recovers, and I think it'll be rough. But 20 minutes left, so we're hoping for stuff like that. HFA Recon, I like the Royals making moves to strengthen the bullpen, but I kind of don't like the Paul DeJong trade. Paul DeJong's just depth. Like, Paul DeJong is a decent bench bat, and that's what you're bringing in Paul DeJong for. You're not bringing him in to start. Bobby Witt Jr. is your starting shortstop. Massey can hold his own at second. So, DeJong's just your super utility infielder. That's all you're bringing him in for. So, yeah, that's DeJong. He'll probably platoon at best. But the bullpen did need some help. I mean, you do need a closer, so... It's why you brought in Hunter Harvey. It's why you brought in Michael Lorenzen. I mean, Lorenzen, you might move back to the bullpen. Worst case scenario. But, I mean, that pitching staff's been solid. Whirlpool 730, looking for cheap bullpen pieces the Mets could pick up. Have about Calvin Faulkner from Miami or Hunter Strickland from Anaheim. I mean, anything from, honestly, from Miami or the White Sox could work. I mean, if you're looking at Miami right now, I mean, not even Fauché. I mean, you could go with even like an Anthony Bender. Or maybe, like, Bender would work too. Like, these two guys would probably be pretty solid for you. If you're looking at the Rockies, I mean, Jalen Beeks has already been traded to the Pirates. But if you're thinking maybe Victor Vodnik, but it might be a little too young. So you could go with, actually, I don't know if they have anybody really. Nick Mears, I think, is gone. I mean, Justin Lawrence maybe is like a depth option. The Nationals are probably your better bet for a bullpen piece. Because, I mean, you could go with Dylan Floro, Derek Law, Kyle Finnegan. I mean, Finnegan might cost a bit, though. But, I mean, if you're looking like cheap, probably Garcia or Floro. They won't cost a ton. So you're looking at more kind of those pieces. Or if you're looking at the A's, I mean, probably TJ McFarland. Potentially Urseg is gone. But, like, everyone else has already been shipped off. Austin Adams, maybe. But it's just like, okay, hope something out there, really. Tyler Thomas for 5. Luke Jackson back in Atlanta. And now I need anxiety meds. I mean, hey, you're bringing the gang back, baby. Luke Jackson is a saint. And yeah, you are bringing the gang back. Because look at that 2021. That's why you brought him back. As I said, there's one man that the Braves need to bring back, and in price is no option. You got to bring back Jock Peterson. You have all the gang back. You need to bring back Jock Peterson. Regardless of the cost, you are bringing this man home. Bring back Jock Peterson to the Braves. I will not rest until that happens. Well, oh, speaking of Mets, Huascar Brazoban is going to the Mets. So, you didn't get Fauché or Bender. You did get Huascar Brazoban. So, there you go, Whirlpool. I mean, Brazoban looked okay from the brief glance I saw at him on there. Smooth Criminal 12, I'm hoping Boston can turn Quinn Priester around and make him a decent pitcher. Another pitcher developing away from Pittsburgh will be Lowworthy. I expect it, dude. Come on, the players developing outside of Pittsburgh is a common, like, pastime. It's nothing crazy about that. And the Lim report, no dumpster fire later. I'll slam me PP in the car door. I mean, 5S men's league. I can't help that, dude. He needs to manage a team and yell at kids. On the Marlins, get a prospect named Wilfred Alara. Oh, Tyler Anderson. Tyler Anderson's going to the Dodgers. So, Tyler Anderson. He was a Dodger once before, so he did turn out really good with the Dodgers, which is why the Angels signed him to that big contract, and he has been very good. I was thinking it would be Tarek Skubal, but Tyler Anderson's a good get, and he comes relatively cheaper. So as you see, had that really good year 2022, parlayed it. So, Dodgers are loading up. They're bringing back the gang. Well, X525 men's league, it's amateur baseball. Best way to really describe it. It's former guys just playing the game for fun and hopefully winning. It's competitive. Ooh, okay. Eloy Jimenez is going to Baltimore. Woo! Eloy Jimenez hasn't been good this year, but it is a buy low candidate, and it is definitely a rental because these are team options. So they are loading up for the playoffs. If you look at his past pedigree, Eloy Jimenez does have talent. Especially here, here, and here. Only problem is he can't stay healthy. So the original piece of the core is gone. He's probably getting traded for dirt cheap. But yes, sir. Eloy Jimenez is going to the Orioles. Like, I'm going to be honest here. Even with him struggling and the contract, I mean, would you rather have him or De La Cruz? I mean, he's more hype than anything, but fucking Brian De La Cruz. I mean, it depends on the return. I mean, you're probably doing nothing much. Oh, UVA, you're not giving up Holiday for Jimenez. Come on. Padres radio is saying a deal's getting finalized for Skubal to be a Padre. Ooh. Luis Rengifo to the Red Sox. Yep, it's coming in now. Well, I mean, but Passan has apparently confirmed it. Finalizing a deal for Eloy Jimenez. So, like, with Eloy, he can't stay healthy. He's had a terrible year. Chicago might be adding, like, paying money to get him off their hands. So, this is just a gamble by the Orioles. But anything else really confirmed right now? Yep. Yeah, the trade is just for Charles McAdoo. So Kiner Falefa is now a Pirate. De La Cruz is now a Pirate. But the rumor is that Tarek Skubal may be on his way to the Padres. Jamie Lindsley, Josh Bell to the D-backs. I thought Arizona was not going to do a damn thing. Well, what happened was that Christian Walker's injured, and he's going under the knife. That's why you're bringing in Josh Bell. I can't believe he's already 33. Jesus. But yeah, he's injured, and that's why you brought in Josh Bell. Well, Brendan L., the Red Sox did just do something. Luis Rengifo is apparently going to the Red Sox. And the Rays are not trading Yandy Diaz. So they are not trading everybody. We have 13 minutes left in the deadline, but remember that doesn't mean that the trades stop being announced. It just means you can stop talking about trades. The trades will still keep coming over the next half hour, 45 minutes. Yep, Yandy Diaz is not getting traded. Holiday's been scratched. So, I don't think they're trading Holiday for Jimenez. A bucket. The Phillies did make a move. They brought in Carlos Estevez. Jared Froman for 2 Tigers and Pirates are clones of each other? Maybe. I mean, Tigers, it depends if they trade Skubal. Let's see here. I've got a bunch I need to catch up on. I know I'm super late. I'm sorry. Big Max 513. Love the vids, my fellow Yinzer. No shock. Not shocked we got Brian Dela Cruz. Was really hoping for Rooker Award. I'm indifferent on this. Yeah. I mean, that's about where I am too. It's like, great. Captain and Nizzle for 5. Just going to say it. The Final Fantasy VII remake sucked. Deadpool 3 sucked. Targaryen garbage sucks. I'm getting old. Go Cowboys. The Go Cowboys part just eliminates every single comment you said. I mean, that just sounds like peak contrarian, sir. I love you, but that's peak contrarian, especially with Go Cowboys. That was the most offensive part of them all, the Go Cowboys. I enjoy the day you lose every January. Crew Kid 52, unrelated, but Stan Bowman being hired by the Oilers gives me the fucking heck yeah. I mean, hey, you need that old boys club, man. I mean, Coach Q and Bowman are back in. Hey, you go. You thought you were free from Ken Hall, and no, you're getting Stan Bowman. Here's the thing, man. Stan Bowman wasn't even good in his last few years. That's why I'm against it. Well, Greg, the A's aren't willing to trade Rooker because they need somebody to attract fans to Sacramento. Same reason why Mason Miller's still there. I thought they'd be traded, but I guess not. And Rooker's been very good. So, he might be an offseason acquisition. Well, Alex Arredondo, if they get Skubal, I mean, you're probably trading, like, they're loading up to beat the Dodgers. That's what you're doing there. Especially after last year. And just watch it blow up in their face again. Yeah, Kiner Falefa, 2 of the Pirates. Yeah, plus Garb Rezoban. Yeah, everything's flying high and fast. Yep, Eloy Jimenez was the source. But the Rays will not be trading Andy Diaz. Here we go here. Sir Silent of the Fogs. Cubs deadline so far an improved version of the 2023 deadline. They got a AAA reliever who will likely soon join the active roster. And third baseman Isaac Paredes. Yep. You upgraded that position with how bad Morrill's been doing. And not just that, you also, I mean, Mark Leiter Jr. also got traded. So they're actually kind of like doing a little of both, if I would say so. Tanner Banks is going to the Phillies. Yeah, Miller is injured, yes. And that's why he's also not being traded. He's on the 15-day IL. And Tanner Banks does have control. Well, it's a White Sox pitcher. And he's 32, but his FIP is pretty low, so I'm guessing they're seeing some underlying statistics that think he can do well in that bullpen. And he probably won't get anything in return. The White Sox are just selling whatever they can. Let's trade Luis Robert to the Pirates. Keep it coming. Take Jack Sawinski. Oh, dude, if Arredondo, I mean, if the Tigers get Ethan Salas for Skubal, I would be, I would be pretty elated with that return, even if Tarek Skubal's really good. I mean, it starts with Salas and continues from there. I mean, may even involve Jackson Merrill. But it's like, that's how much value Tarek Skubal has right now. Sources are telling me Javi Baez is being traded to the Angels. I thought Tyler Anderson was going to the Dodgers. Chapman to the Astros. Which Chapman? Probably Matt? Because, like, I mean, we'll see. Zabuma for 5. Sherman, sell the team. Marlins are doomed. Well, the Marlins are just bad. They're just selling everyone that moves. Vlad for Julio. Maybe. Forever. Do you like any of the Brewers' moves, Tree? They're mainly just adding pitching depth for the playoffs. I mean, Civale and Montas, that's mainly what they're doing it for. I think they're just doing what needs to be done. Oh, well, Tyler Anderson's going to the Yankees. Okay, I thought it was Dodgers, so that's my bad. Well, Sonic X, I mean, Solace, it's more or less you're just doing it for the pedigree. That's why it's probably Solace Plus. Well, Richie Kuntz, I think they tried to trade Henry Davis for Jazz Chisholm, but the Marlins balked. Biggest winners and losers so far? I would say losers probably the White Sox because they're just getting rid of everybody at dirt cheap prices. I would say the winner right now? It's too early to tell, but I would say maybe the Blue Jays because they got a really great return for Yusei Kikuchi. And Garrett Crochet is not being traded. Garrett Crochet, there it is. Honestly, I'm all for it. I have to shitpost. I can't spell. I had to shitpost. I'm waiting for a big one, man. Kevin Kiermaier going to the Dodgers. Yep. Crochet and Flaherty, but Jack Flaherty of the Dodgers. Bob. Bruh. Trey McGuff is the return for Jimenez. So, as I said, it was definitely a peak salary dump. Kevin Kiermaier to the Dodgers. Jack Flaherty going to the Dodgers. There it is. There it is. Jack Flaherty is a Los Angeles Dodger. There's your big piece for the deadline. Jack Flaherty has come back into his own. They didn't get Skubal, but Flaherty is on the move. And Flaherty's back to what is dominating self back in this time. So, hopefully he'll do better in LA than he did in Baltimore. He was a bitter disappointment in Baltimore. Yarborough's going to the Blue Jays. 4 minutes left and counting. The Passan bombs are going off. Dodgers coming in hot. Tarek Skubal still on the market. Crochet is out. Sorry, I had to shitpost there for a second. But here comes the big stuff. I know they were talking about the rumors of finalizing a deal, but I think this is the deal that finalizes. Jack Flaherty's coming home. Kiermaier, that's definitely a great move for their outfield, especially as a bench bat. Oh, Leaf Upstead, the song that I use is called Heffelglucker. I'll spell it out for you. Tarek Skubal, you are a Padre. And the Dodgers are going to choke anyway. We know this. Their manager's Dave Roberts. Can they trade for a better manager? No, they're not going to lose to the Padres. They're going to lose to somebody like the Brewers. Martin Perez to the Padres. So the Pirates are selling Martin Perez? Is this because, well, the Pirates really love their Padres prospects. I mean, Martin Perez was a little bit of excess goods here. But he is now a Padre. I mean, you're probably not going to get much for him. He's been struggling. He had that really good 2022, but otherwise not much. But the thing with the Pirates is you already have 4 starters. Keller, Jones, Skeens. Bailey Falter's been doing all right. Luis Ortiz has really come into his own. So there's your 5 starters. Perez got pushed out. And Marco Gonzalez is back too. So this is just trying to push somebody out. Perez just didn't have a spot here. So that's why. Aniel De Los Santos going to the Yankees. We got the big stuff now. Well, Echoes, you're using Kiermaier for his glove. You're not using him for his bat. So he's your defensive replacement. Like, his value is in this. The defensive wins above replacement. His bat's not there, but it's the glove, dude. And knowing the Dodgers hitting lab, they'll turn him back into a 250 hitter. Because that's just how the Dodgers do things. Bacon Man, O's got scammed, but I understand why. Team control. I mean, the O's are going for it. I don't blame them. Ryan Irwin, Pirates of the World Series. I mean, with IKF and Dela Cruz, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. James Lindsley for 5, no tree. Peak Pirates is trading Brian Reynolds for nothing just because he's making 9 figures. And adding prospects to it. Not yet, though. And James Lindsley, Christian Walker to the IL. Now the Josh Bell trade makes sense. Oh, yeah. 1 minute left, boys. 1 minute and counting. I don't know if I can get the seconds on here. Yep, it is officially 6 o'clock. Pencils down. The trade deadline has officially ended. But trades will officially come in. We will see. If there's going to be news about Tarek Skubal or anyone else, they will be coming in the next half hour to 45 minutes. Dylan Carlson's going to the Rays. So the Rays are making moves. The Rays love that control. He has been struggling, though. So he had that good 2021, but he just hasn't been the same since. I'm thinking they're hoping for a bounce back. Well, if you think about certain Cardinals outfielders that have gone to the Rays, like Arozarena, Palacios, Tommy Pham, I mean, they've done well with that, so I think they're trying to dig back in again. I think that's what they're going for. Luis Garcia going to Boston, so the Nationals outfielder going out too. Luis Garcia Jr. This Luis Garcia or a different Luis Garcia? Because I think Luis Garcia Jr. would be an interesting get, but there's also this Luis Garcia, which might make a little more sense. Yeah, I mean, this is probably the Luis Garcia that's going. And they already turned off the trade deadline, so I got to move to MLB Network real quick. Ronaldinho Jimenez. That doesn't sound like a real name. Who is Ronaldinho Jimenez? Luzardo for Jackson Holiday? Yeah, no, that's not happening. Luzardo's on the 60-day IL. He's not being traded. Well, we'll see if Vladdy's safe. We'll see. Yandy Diaz is still staying away. Sean Armstrong's going for Carlson. I said the moves are going to come in the next few days, or the next few minutes. What's the return for Flaherty? Connor Falefa. Huascar Brezelban. CBS is just way behind on this shit. I mean, dude, we're already on Jack Flaherty. Come on, man. Kiermaier, Flaherty, Dylan Carlson's out there. Somehow 1,000 people are watching this shit right now, which is crazy. I love each and every one of you for a rando trade deadline stream. Well, Bucket, remember, the Yankees are actually good now. I mean, they're struggling, but, I mean, I'm actually shocked they're making trades. Yep, the Dodgers are acquiring Jack Flaherty. I mean, The Marlins are just selling off everything they can. I mean, I'd rather have had Chisholm from the Marlins, but whatever. Ricky Vanasco, Trey Sweeney. Thayron Lorenzo and Trey Sweeney. Love you too. Yeah, but love you too, guys. Edge Knight for 5. Wait, am I reading that the Pirates are trying to acquire a good player instead of trading away one? What timeline am I living in? I mean, IKF has had a good year. As I said, that's probably the replacement for Nick Gonzalez, especially since he's been injured. So, there's your thing there. And Sonic for 20. Cardinals getting Fetty and Pham for nothing has to be black magic or some sort of Jedi mind trick. Now, if only we could use some of that to make Oli Marmol an actual manager. Well, not happening. That ain't happening, dude. I mean, Oli Marmol, you will accept that, and that's it. The White Sox are just trying to get rid of shit. Like, they're just getting garbage. Whatever. David Kronz for 20. Hey, Tree, hope you're doing well and get to see Deadpool and Wolverine soon if you haven't already. Not yet. I'm still working on another video, so maybe next week I might be able to. We'll see. As for the Phillies, this is exactly what I was afraid of after last night's spanking. Should I start panicking yet? Not yet. You still have Carlos Esteves. You still have Austin Hayes. You still have made some moves. It's still young. You still have your pieces. You still have a great starting rotation. Don't panic yet. Remember, you could also add pieces later on. There's still trades that are yet to be announced. They just got to go through the bureaucratic pipeline of baseball, and the fax machine's got to burr and do all that stuff. And Edge Knight for 2. Oh, I spoke too soon. Lowell Buck still reigns. I mean, Brian Delacruz, man. Brian Delacruz. Hammer0786, is there a way to trade Andy Haynes for a hot dog or something? Can't believe that guy has a job still. Well, hey, Andy Haynes, you couldn't even get cash considerations for that guy. Hold on. I'm just going to watch this pitch down the middle and say, okay, we're good. And then swing at a really bad 3-2 outside slider. So that's the Andy Haynes way. That's why he got kicked out of Milwaukee. That's why he got kicked out of Chicago. And he's doing that grift. I respect it, man. Hey, let it work. King Barrel Maker. Los Angeles Dodgers pitchers. Every morning I break my legs and every afternoon I break my arms. At night I lie awake in agony until my heart attacks put me to sleep. Well, I mean, they break their legs. The heart attack is probably going to be for who? I don't know. Just everybody gets injured. Yep, Sean Armstrong for Dylan Carlson has been confirmed. Luis Garcia. Yeah, I was wondering because I thought it was the Nationals' Luis Garcia. But it's the reliever Luis Garcia. Tanner Banks going to the Phillies. Feinzand is reporting. Armstrong, Carlson. Is Bob Nightingale going to mess something up? I mean, Bob Nightingale knew. Bob Nightingale knew. He leaked the script. Here we go. Thayron Lorenzo and Trey Sweeney. Whoop. It doesn't even... So Trey Sweeney is looking pretty solid. He's probably an immediate impact player. Actually kind of bounced around a little bit, so he'll probably immediately impact as his third baseman. The Ronzo will probably do relatively the same. You lied to me, Robert. It's not Thayron Lorenzo. Bastard. I mean, it mostly depends. We'll see what the trade rumor is for Tarek Skubal. Is there any rumor on him just yet? Fire Boone and Cashman. Come on, you guys want Boone and Cashman fired after he pisses in the wind? Let's be real here. Come on. Sebastian Schwartz, the Wizards of Washington Way. The Wizards of Wavering Ways. Ooh, the O's Pirates minor league deal. Let's go. The Rays win the deadline? Maybe. No MPB or KBO moves. Nothing I've seen. Rays get Young, Maley, DeGrom, and Bradford at the deadline. Yeah. Oh, the classic. Oh, we're going to get our additions returning from injury. Yep. Yeah, but I want to see something substantial about Tarek Skubal. Mark Kana to the Giants. I mean, Kana's been struggling. I mean, Kana, he wasn't a Giant, but I mean, Detroit's just trying to get rid of people. Well, I mean, the Giants apparently did make a move. Mark Kana is going to the Giants. Ooh, classic. The classic Rockies. They're a trash franchise, man. Fucking trash. I need a meme for this one. Sorry, I had to. Like, it's pathetic. This is what they do every time, man. It's like they do nothing. It's just like you are an unserious franchise. The fucking Pirates did shit, and they acquired Brian Delacruz and IKF. Like, what are you doing, Rockies? You're fucking trash. This is why you stay trash. This is why you're an irrelevant franchise. You are the mid-2000s Pirates personified. Like, sell some guys. Rogers, he's probably going to be leaving for nothing. Elias Diaz, he's probably going to be leaving for nothing. Or you'll extend him like Daniel Bard, and he'll be fucking trash. Quantrill, he's going to be a free agent, and, oh, guess what? Oh, wait, he actually has control. I'm shocked by that. I mean, you'll probably un-DFA him, but Brendan Rodgers, does he have control? Yeah, he does, shockingly. Elias Diaz, you're probably losing him for nothing. Yeah, you're losing that guy for nothing. Congratulations. Great job, Rockies. Austin Slater's going to the Orioles, too. So, Orioles are loading up. It's been confirmed by C. Trent Rosecrans. Whomever that is. Yep, Dylan Floro's going to the D-backs, so they need it. Yeah, this is being a Rockies fan, this song right here. The same fucking carousel. Over and over and over and over. And it keeps coming nonstop. And you talk about 500 ball, yet you fucking suck. And you're going to pay Charlie Blackmon, who's completely washed up, $15 million a year. And you're going to trade Nolan Arenado and $50 million for trash. And then you're going to sign Chris Bryant for no fucking reason whatsoever. And it keeps going and going and going and going. Because Dick Monfort's a fucking dick. That's what happens with the Rockies. Omega trash. Stros do anything? I haven't really seen the Stros do much of anything so far. You have Slater to the Orioles. Rockies are more than poverty. Poverty is a compliment to the Rockies. Connor to the Giants. Tell you what, I'm going to take an honor an honorable aspect of the Colorado Rockies and take a gigantic shit. Because that's what the Rockies deserve. Just a gigantic shit. That's what the Rockies are. Shit. Fucking more poverty than Venezuela. I'm back. I was just in solidarity with the Colorado Rockies, just shitting and doing nothing all day. And everyone left because of the chair. As I said, the Rockies are more poverty than Venezuela. They probably rigged the elections there too. Just like Maduro did a couple days ago. Well, GG. Please don't curse God's name. He loves you. Dude, definitely Virginia. Thanks for stopping by. I'm super late, but I definitely get it back. Oh, dude, I wash my hands, man. I always wash my hands, unlike a certain 5 points. So much so, if Scooble goes, we boycott 7 years in, no progress. I mean, you did trade Flaherty. So, any update on Scooble, though? I think they're trying to get it through the wire, but we'll see. Jason T. Voorhees for 2 thoughts on the Giants is Farhan cooked. I mean, Giants are always in a weird spot. Because, remember, 2021 rushed their window. Because they had a bunch of guys just in their early to mid-30s just, like, break out of their minds. Yeah. Well, we're still waiting on Scooble. Crochet's not being traded. Snell, I don't know if anyone's going to take him on. He's going to sign that player option. Why is he on there? Tyone, maybe. Eovaldi, maybe. Anderson's gone. He's apparently a Yankee. Eric Silva did the tires. Well, that Christian dude, it doesn't mean that the trade hasn't gone through yet. It just has to be finalized. So, unless I get like an announcement that Scooble has not been traded, he's still up in the air. Let's see here. Sorry, my phone was another spam caller. But yeah, they're just talking about Scooble. Nothing yet, but it would be a haul in like a half. No. David, the Steelers will have the better record because that's just what the Steelers do. The bullshit is real. I've learned to stop asking questions. Greg Soto's going to the Orioles, so another bullpen piece for them. God's Butt Monkey, see if you can get Boogie to fill in for 5 for tonight only. I hear he's been future endeavored. Dude, why the fuck would I want Boogie on the dumpster fire? Shows enough of a dumpster fire as it is. A chair's extended life insurance? Well, my chair don't need insurance. Then it'll be insurance fraud, Viewy, bro. Come on. The King Barrel Maker, Anthony Rendon, is back home on the IL. Probably hamstring again. Hamstrings are fucking finicky, man. I hate those muscles. Michael Frank lit for 5. I haven't kept up if the Guardians done anything. They did make a few moves yesterday. Lane Thomas is now a Cleveland Guardian. And Alex Cobb for their starting rotation. Yep, you have your lefty reliever, Greg Soto. James Lindsley for 5. At least psychedelic drugs are legal in Colorado, and at least they have the Avs and Nuggets. Well, dude, the Nuggets choked Game 7 away badly. And the Avs, I mean, they've lost Val Nichushkin long-term to suspension because he can't stop taking drugs. Box score, I think it's because they needed a lefty. That's why. Back inflammation. Oh, dude, that sucks even worse. I mean, inflammation is fucking brutal. Especially since batting involves a lot of back movement. You can't swing a bat. Anonymous, remember, Zach Greinke to the Astros was a big last-minute trade. So it's possible something could be out there. Aniel De Los Santos to the Yankees. Yep, I did see that earlier. De Los Santos is a bullpen piece. Pretty decent bullpen piece. This is probably to clear space. So, De Los Santos, you brought in Jason Adam. You bring in Tanner Scott. So, that's why you're making this move. Because De Los Santos is the odd man out. Wandy Peralta. I remember when he was on the Reds. It's crazy. Yep, Perez. Yep, and Martin Perez. Because, like, the Pirates, it's excess goods with him. Because... Okay. Coach Peel basketball for 5. The Royals and Pirates are both prospective buyers at the deadline? In this economy? Yeah. I mean, crazy times. And the Rockies still aren't doing jack shit, so the tradition remains. It was more of a buyer's market because there really wasn't much given away in return. There were some big pieces, but for the most part, it's... like, Flaherty didn't really get that much in return. I mean, a lot of prospects, but nothing too much. Like, IKF didn't really cost a ton either. Like, McAdoo's been raking, but not to the point where, like, I thought there'd be another piece along with him. And, like, he plays third base, so, I mean, that's Key Bryant's position. I mean, I was hoping for, like... a Taylor Ward or a Luis Robert, but I mean, Dela Cruz, it's a buy, I guess. I don't know. Didn't really cost a ton. I mean, you have a guy who's on the 60-day IL and a recent draftee who plays third base in A-ball. Well, Alex, you have to remember, I mean, Musgrove pitched really well for you guys for a couple years. Yep. Rainmaker Okada, what's your take on Stan Bowman back as a GM? Get ready for another Seth Jones contract. Did you like your one really bad defensive contract? He'll give you 2. Seth Jones going to Edmonton. That's why I don't want him coaching my team. Not for the Kyle Beach shit. I'm talking about that retool shit he did in his final year. Where, I mean, you got Fleury for nothing, but then you trade the farm for Seth Jones and give him, like, $2 million per year too much. Which is hilarious. Yep, Junshok Sim is like probably a top international, but he's on the 60-day IL, so who knows? And Vitaly Malyarov, as a Brewers fan, I can confirm that Andy Haynes sucks at his job. See? Thank you. He was our hitting coach for like 2 years, and our offense instantly got better the moment we fired him. Exactly. It's a coaching issue. It's fucking bad. Yeah, this is the song of Andy Haynes. Him coaching the batters. Ronaldinho Jimenez, I mean, that's a lottery ticket. I mean, most of the time they're going to flop. Once in a while you get a guy who gets really good. You know, like James Shields for Fernando Tatis. Kyle Green for 5. Marlins fan here. I just woke up from a nap, and I can't wait to watch my full team play the Rays in half an hour. You poor bastard. Ha! That's hilarious. Who's starting for the Marlins tonight? I mean, they are winning a little bit. I mean, you may get a free Whopper Jr. Burger King. Whopper, 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 Whopper. Yeah, I mean, Hoing's gone. Scott's gone. Rogers is gone. I mean, you're probably starting Edward Cabrera or Max Meyer. Chargois gone, too. So, have fun with Yoni Chirinos and Kyle Tyler. J.D. Davis is going to Tampa. Yeah, J.D. Davis, I mean, you're not getting much for that dude. I mean, he got cut by the A's. That's all you need to know. Here's the thing, Kyle. They probably have these guys already up. They just got to make paper moves. So, like, they probably mentioned yesterday, be like, hey, be ready to come to Miami. Because I think there are affiliates in Jacksonville, the Jumbo Shrimp. So it's a quick flight down. So they probably mentioned throughout the day, like, hey, you're going to get called up. Be on standby. See, but I'm not thinking that, man. Come on. Especially after all the Mr. Beast allegations. Dude, come on. Not cool. Not cool. And Tortuga, did the Pirates get Brian De La Cruz? Yes, they did. I'm very whelmed. That is the one guy I did not want because I think he is a poor fit for the Pirates. Yeah. Well, the problem with the Brewers is they always shit the bed in the playoffs. They have a good team. I mean, Christian Yelich, he doesn't have the power he had, but he's hitting like he did. And he's injured again, which is great. I forgot he was injured. I remember seeing that last week. But, I mean, you have Hoskins. I mean, Jackson Chourio, he's coming into his own. William Contreras is a beast. Eric Hayes is suddenly hitting like he's gangbusters. I think it's Haas. Sorry, I keep messing up that name. But, I mean, Freddie Peralta. I mean, you brought in a couple decent pieces. So, Savale. I mean, you have Frankie Montas, who does have pedigree. So, you're doing okay there. And you also have Devin Williams coming back. So, I think you'll be okay, because you do have Trevor McGill is out. So, more or less just seeing what happens there. Well, Bacon Man Holiday, I mean, it cleared up space because that's why they traded Norby. Because, I mean, he didn't have space for him. Nothing for Scooble. Colin Ray, my goat, yep. Yep, that's what I figured. They had to, especially with the sell-off. It's like, same thing with the White Sox probably. It's like, hey, if you have a piece, go. Tatis with ringworm medication. If he gets suspended again, good Lord. Well, Seattle can't hit. That's the thing with Seattle, man. They're batting under 220. It may have improved a little bit, but last I checked, they were 219. Oh, sorry, 218 now. And they're no longer the worst the White Sox are by means of slugging percentage and on base. So, congratulations, Seattle. You're no longer complete shit. You're just a touch less shit. The Dodgers have left 786 men on base. I mean, Seattle can't even get runners on base. The Rockies are just... yeah. Whoop, Grossi releases Steeler fan reaction. I know what I'm watching later. High-end talent, baby. Yep, all three lefties are still in their clubs, so Skubal and Snell still remain. Crochet too. Greg Soto still remains. This is about the time where it probably starts winding down because the last of the trades have probably been confirmed. Yep, Kana is going to the Giants. Another defensive bat piece. J.D. Davis to the Rays. More Dr. Disrespect stuff. Yep, the Angels are trading away players on expired contract. They keep Tyler Anderson. So Tyler Anderson has not been traded to either the Yankees or Dodgers. He's staying put. Taylor Ward is also staying. So, I mean, I don't know if I... it depends on the return, but I mean... Esteves is a solid pitcher, so I think not much there. Yep, Austin Slater going to the Reds. Former Giant Austin Slater. Seth Johnson staying put. Dylan Floro going to the D-backs. So, Thelon Lorenzo is the 3 prospect. So, they are getting a decent prospect for Flaherty, but at the same time, thought he could have gotten a bit more for a certain guy named Jack Flaherty. And speaking of which, Vincent Curry, starting pitching trades were so underwhelming everywhere. I mean, nobody's taking on Blake Snell if he's going to accept that player option. Garrett Crochet wanted an extension and wanted to be treated like an ace. And Jameson Taillon, I think the Cubs can still win with him. And Tarek Skubal will cost too much. It's mainly what I'd say. That's the thing, Garrett. I mean, at least the Angels did something. Because you could be the Rockies. You could be jack shit. Only Giovanni all the time. Grade the Red Sox trades. I mean, you did what you need to do. I mean, Luis Garcia trade's not too bad. I would say it's more or less just, you're just trying to fortify, I feel like. Trying to think what else. Lucas Sims, once again, fortifying the bullpen. I think they did need some starting rotation depth. I don't know if they really got that, though. So, we'll see how things go from there. James Paxton is your starting rotation depth. And Paxton, he didn't really fit in it with the Angels. So, that's really the way to put it. Otherwise, an okay-ish deadline. Nothing too crazy. Although the Pirates somehow got Isaiah Kiner-Falefa and Brian Dela Cruz. So, well, here's the thing. Colton, they probably will DFA McMahon. Because what's going to happen is, it's probably going to turn into something like a Trevor Story or a Daniel Bard, where he loses all his value, and then he goes away. Because Ryan McMahon, I think he has an extension, so at least he's getting paid. But someone like Brendan Rodgers, what do you do with him? Nolan Jones has just been a mess. This is what the Rockies do. They did make a trade, though. They did trade Jalen Beeks. So they did make one move. One move. Which is totally going to move the needle because Jalen Beeks was definitely going to get you a big return. Jalen Beeks was somehow their closer. I don't know how the fuck that was a thing. Wait, Jeff Hartlieb is still in baseball? Remember when the Pirates drafted this guy? He was like a gas can out there. And he's still pitching? That's how bad the Rockies are, man. Fucking hell, dude. Fuck in hell. Well, the starting rotation for the Rockies, I mean, Quantrill, I mean, he's probably going to be gone. Feltner, I mean, he's your ace. I mean, you do have Herman Marquez, but he's injured again. So, none of that. Freeland's just been a mess. Gomber, he was part of that return for Nolan Arenado. So, yeah. Dakota Hudson's been hot garbage. And he's like super cooked. 2-12. Oof. Man. It sucks about he was good there in 2019 and then he just lost his stuff. He had injuries. But you know, even with the injuries, you still have a spot on the Colorado Rockies. Yep, they are keeping Luis Rengifo. Well, Garrett, I mean, they could have, but you could have gotten something for Jacob Stallings, but that would involve being proactive. He has a $1 mutual option. Yeah, it's definitely a... that's definitely a typo, but $1 mutual option. I wonder if the Rockies probably accept that. The Jacob doesn't. That's hilarious. But once again, that involves the Rockies being smart and doing things, which they are not. They'll probably waste him soon. And the Harris Montero, also another piece from the Nolan Arenado trade. He's been trash. He's trash. Trash. Well, Nick, well, the thing is, remember, Artie Moreno still thinks he can win. Well, Alex, I mean, did the Padres have money? Because remember, they had to shed a lot of contracts last year. The Mets have done a few things in Terralde. They added Paul Blackburn for the back of their rotation, Jesse Winker for their outfield. Well, quarter, the Padres are going all in. They still think they can do it, and God bless them for it. And the Mariners' deadline is, they're just trying to get hitting. I mean, Turner, you brought in Yimi Garcia for the pen, Arozo Reyna. Shao Kahn, any Giants news? They did trade Austin Slater. He's gone. But they did add, shoot, I forget who they added. I'm losing my mind now. I know they added Marcana. They added Marcana. So that's probably the only real move they made. Which, Marcana, it really strikes me as a San Francisco Giant. Like, he fits that mold. So we'll see. Well, Phoenix, the Braves' only move, I think they also added Luke Jackson. But I am very disappointed they did not add Jock Peterson. I'm very sad. I mean, Colin, I think the thing is the Braves are... I thought they would try to get Jock Peterson, but remember, 2021, they had a low-key deadline. But they all worked out well. They won a World Series. I think they're hoping for the same magic again. Well, Nick Kowal, the thing with selling Crochet wanted an extension before he pitched in the playoffs. He wanted to be treated as an ace with half a season of starting pitching experience. That's what happened. That's why he's not traded. Well, baseball curse, Casey's moves, they bolster their pitching. That's what they needed to do. So I think they did okay in that regard. Emmanuel Berjano, the Reds sold a few pieces. They traded the Frankie Montas and Lucas Sims. So that's what I would say. Alex Arredondo, Profar says he wants a max contract. Then he's gone. I don't think the Padres are going to pay that. Not for 1 year. Not with the contracts they have right now. I don't think they are. Floro for Andres Chaparral is a monster steal. Minor league stats are through the roof. It depends. Thing with minor league stats is it takes a while to truly develop. And, yep, Vlad Guerrero Jr. is in the lineup for the Blue Jays. So they're doing okay there. 4 players for a guy with an almost 5.34 ERA. Yeah, it's possible. Jake Slobodnik, the Pirates had a good deadline. Yeah, I mean, they had an okay deadline. I mean, they didn't give up much. I mean, Charles McAdoo, he's had a great year. I think he's been raking, but he doesn't really fit because he plays third base. And De La Cruz, you didn't really give up much for. It's a third base prospect and a guy getting Tommy John. So I was fearing they were going to give up a guy like a Solometo or a Chandler or a Tom Harrington. But unfortunately they didn't, so they're doing okay. Well, AAA, the Monforts aren't going to sell the team. You know that, man. And remember, Jake, they also got Jalen Beeks for the bullpen, too. I always thought they'd get bullpen armor, too. So that fills another lefty role because, like, that's the second lefty to go with Aroldis Chapman because Josh Fleming's injured. So Beeks does fill a role. I mean, I feel like IKF does. I'm not sure about De La Cruz. Because De La Cruz you can't put in the field. IKF you throw at second base. Yeah, that's the thing, the Doors. I think that's why they're going for it this year. Because they know they're in deep shit. Christian Ouellette, no Alonso. The Mets are doing well. No Bellinger. Both are staying put. Well, Texasaurus Rex, I mean, they paid a lot for Yusei Kikuchi. And I mean a lot. And they were just desperate for starting pitching. And that's why they were able to get that just for Kikuchi. But otherwise, I think this is about the end. So I think I'm probably going to sign off for the next few minutes. Just because, I mean, I think all the deals are done. So we'll go over those in the meantime. Thank you all for stopping by with this this impromptu bullshit. But that's how it goes. Greg Soto going to Baltimore for a couple prospects. Martin Perez going to the Padres for depth there. Dylan Floro for the bullpen. The Diamondbacks needed that shit badly, which is why they traded Andres Chaparro. Luis Garcia for bullpen depth for Boston. Austin Slater for more outfield depth for Baltimore. Mark Canha going to San Francisco. Dylan Carlson as a revival project. He'll probably be hitting 250 again for Tampa Bay. Aniel De Los Santos to the Yankees because, I mean, San Diego made some big moves. They traded for Luke Adam and Tanner Scott, so they're just billing him out of the way. Kevin Kiermaier for Ryan Yarbrough. So Yarbrough is the piece that goes because, I mean, they bring in Flaherty for extra depth. Kiermaier is for, like, your bench outfielding spot. Jack Flaherty, your big piece there on Lorenzo and Trey Sweeney, going the other way there. But Jack Flaherty is the big piece to go. Tanner Banks, bullpen arm for the Phillies. Eloy Jimenez going, I believe, for a reliever. Seth McGuff, I think it is. But Eloy Jimenez, he is a rental in name only. They are not paying him $25 million for a team option. Huascar Brazoban for Wilfredo Lara, so more depth for them too. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa going to the Pirates for McAdoo. Brian De La Cruz, I was hoping for, not Brian De La Cruz, but whatever. Forrester and Junshok Sim. Tyler Zuber going to the Mets. Tanner Scott, this is the big trade. Scott and Hoeing for the bullpen for a 4-part haul. And it looks like the Yankees and the Phillies are getting underway here. It looks like Alex Verdugo was rumored in some trades, but unfortunately not going anywhere. Or fortunately, I should say. Trevor Richards going to Minnesota, so it's another reclamation project. Probably another piece for the bullpen. You just hope he turns back to his old self. JT Chargois going to Seattle for more bullpen help. Paul Blackburn to the Mets. Lucas Erceg to Kansas City. That's another big, another bullpen piece because they need it there too. Paul DeYoung for depth. Andrew Chafin going to the Texas Rangers, so they're kind of doing half and half. And Verdugo off the wall. So he's going to hit a little double there. Alex Cobb. So Cobb, apparently his underlying statistics and his metrics movement were looking really good in rehabilitation. So that's why Cleveland took the plunge. Lucas Sims for the bullpen. Josh Bell for Arizona. Trevor Rogers, the big move for Baltimore and the pitching staff. They needed like a fourth or fifth guy because John Means is done. Connor Norby was just excess good. Stowers wasn't going to get playing time either. So, I mean, it is a steep price. But, I mean, it's stuff that Baltimore can afford to lose. And Mark Leiter going to the Yankees. So, we'll call that the end of the stream. Well, Arredondo, no. The Cleveland has the best bullpen in baseball. The Padres are up there, but Cleveland is the best. J.D. Davis was not traded. He's just signed with the Rays because he got cut. Well, McCullers is injured. That's what happened. Angels got some names. Yeah, I mean, mostly pitchers, and you hope they turn into something. Draft pitchers named Spencer. What about Spencer? What are guys with the last name Spencer? Well, the Red Sox are just looking for bullpen help. Like, they're looking to make the playoffs again. You think the Mariners did enough? It depends if Arozarena and Turner hit. Because that's the big thing. Like, they need hitting. And if Arozarena gets back to his old form, if Turner magically turns the clock back 5 years, they would be successful. And they did get Yimi Garcia for the bullpen. So you do have stuff there. And Chargois too. But at the same time, they need to get off they need hitting. They need it bad. Oh, dude, Tundra. They would hate that World Series. The average Yankees, New York, Chicago, LA would not watch that World Series. The Dodgers fans would hold boycotts. But otherwise, guys, I'm going to call it a stream here. Have yourselves a great night. I'm going to keep working on the vid. I'm going to have a vid out tomorrow. So, hoping it turns out good. Knock on wood. Peace out, guys. Have a great night. And I'll be at training camp Thursday through Saturday in Latrobe.